Sending out immediately in regards to a $2,000 focused stimulus check for Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries. I have all the details for you in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you haven't done so yet, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you every single day to bring you all the latest updates as information is changing very rapidly right now, and there's a lot going on, and we want to make sure to grab anything we possibly can during this very difficult time. Also, make sure to stay tuned as Corey, my wife, will be back here in just a few minutes with a new updated list of shoutouts for the names right out of the fan club. Stay tuned for that, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so I think it's probably pretty safe for me to say at this point, a lot of us here in this community are sick of struggling, are sick and tired of waiting for Congress to do something to help out the most vulnerable and at-risk low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries of all the benefits I mentioned at the beginning of this video. In fact, in yesterday's video, I was out talking about this new article that was just released. In fact, my wife Corey was out reading that to you, and I saw a lot of really nice comments on that video, so thank you so much. But according to that article, it's actually pretty encouraging. Apparently, they are talking about the Senior Citizens League that has been out so far this year lobbying Congress to send out that $1,400 stimulus check for all of the low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. However, like I talked about just a second ago at the beginning of the video, I was talking about a $2,000 focused stimulus check. Why am I calling for a $2,000 and why is the Senior Citizens League calling for a $1,400 stimulus check? Here's why. Because we need $2,000. It's been far too long. We've been waiting way too long here. It's going to be too little, too late. And if they were to give us $1,400 at this point, honestly, it'd be more like $1,000 simply because of all this inflation and everything going on right now. Everything's getting cut in half when it comes to money, and prices are going up. Therefore, we need to ask for more. Which ultimately, as a result of that video from yesterday and previous video leading up to this one, it leads me right into what I've done here is, yes, I've drafted yet again another letter, which we're going to be sending out to Congress immediately, calling on them to send out a $2,000 fourth stimulus check that is highly focused on Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries. Now, I'm going to bring my wife Corey in just a minute here. She's going to read this to you, but I want to point out a few quick key takeaways out of this letter. Again, there's some pretty good stuff in here. I, in fact, started the message out by saying urgent message with stars on both sides, like asterisks, on both sides of that, basically saying, yo, check it out, you got to read this letter. So anyway, when it comes to Congress, I think a lot of us here in the community are kind of getting a little bit frustrated with them. We're sick and tired of struggling, and it's time to reach out to them. They have all this time in the world where they've been doing what, nothing? Yeah, pretty much, right? But anyway, it is time for them to finally do something here, especially for the low income, the fixed income, and honestly, the most vulnerable and at-risk individuals right now. So let me tell you just a quick couple key takeaways out of this, and then I'll bring Corey in and have her read this to you. It only takes a minute for her to read this, by the way. But here's what I did. In the letter, again, I started it out talking about an urgent message. I also called on Congress immediately to issue and approve a $2,000 stimulus check for roughly 50 million struggling Americans. It's not that many Americans considering the population and how many people really need it right now. It's about 50 million. It would only cost $100 billion. And like I studied in the letter here, and as I talked about just the other day, according to the reports, they have about $800 billion sitting on the books right now. They would only need to peel off about 1/8 of that total amount, $800 billion, and peel off about $100 billion of it and issue it by redirecting it in the form of highly focused stimulus checks in the amount of $2,000. Now, here's another thing that I pointed out as well, and I know that all of us in the community recognize this, but I had to point it out to make my point. I talked about the 5.9% cost of living adjustment. Why? Well, we're already into 2022. Why do we want to talk about that? Everybody knows about it. Yeah, we do know about it. However, I wanted to bring it up in this letter because it's very important to understand that even we got the 5.9% raise, it doesn't really matter. Prices are getting away from everybody so much right now. In fact, we just learned that some of these everyday staples that a lot of us consume here, products that we're buying, like food products, I just talked about it the other day, they're going to be going up anywhere between 6% and 30% in March. So yeah, that's going to be a ton, right? But my point is, I wanted to point out the 5.9% cost of living adjustment simply to point out that even with that, it's not enough. All of these fixed income beneficiaries need that additional raise going forward. So I pointed that out as well. So this is something that we want to send out right away to Congress. Again, I'm going to do it how I've been doing it the last couple of times here. It's going out electronically simply because we're down to the time right now where sending things through the mail, it's just honestly, it's going to be way too slow. By the time they were to possibly get it, by the time they would possibly open it, I mean, this whole thing could be done and over with. So time is of the essence right now when it comes to getting this letter out to them and really getting our point across. So hopefully the Senior Citizens League is out there also lobbying Congress for a $1,400 check. At this point, like I said yesterday, honestly, if it's $1,400 or $2,000, I think anything at this point is going to be welcomed, right? Even if it was $1,400, I mean, honestly, we want $2,000, we want more, but I think we'd all be happy, very, very happy for $1,400 at this point. It would certainly be better than what they're currently giving us, which is absolutely nothing, right? So with that being said, I want to leave it there for now. I'm going to leave Corey to read the rest of this. I have some really good stuff right here in this letter. I think you're going to enjoy it. But yeah, we're going to kind of lay it all out right here in the letter, and I'll have Corey read that to you right here, right now. One quick side note, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below. Share this video right down below next to the subscribe button. There's a share button. Share this with your friends, family, social media. Let's get some attention on this. Let's get some people to watch this. Let's get some more people behind this movement. The more people that we can get behind things like this, the greater likelihood that something may actually happen. We've talked about that so many times before in previous videos. Also, feel free to go back and check out any of the other 2,100 videos right here on the channel. And if you want to join the list for these shoutouts right here in all of our videos every single day, the list is updating every single video. Feel free to check out the fan club down below in the description, otherwise at the top of the comment section. So with that being said, enough out of me for now. I'm going to have Corey come in, read this little letter to you. It's only a minute or two. She's pretty quick at reading this, and then she will also bring in these shout outs right there at the end of the video. So with that being said, Corey, take it away, and I hope this helps you out. I'm right here on your team. I'm doing whatever we possibly can right now. I think a lot of us are sick and tired of waiting and struggling. I get it. I see the comments. I see the struggle. It is real right now. Congress needs to do something. So Corey, take it away, and I'll catch you again later in the next video. Stay tuned for the shout outs at the end. All right, Corey, it's all you. See ya.
Urgent request. Lawmakers, we're reaching out to you with this very important and timely request. The low-income and fixed-income Americans are in a dire situation, and we are calling on you for immediate assistance. Rapidly rising inflation is crushing the purchasing power of already low monthly benefits from Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and VA benefits. Even with a 5.9% cost of living adjustment to benefits in 2022, it simply isn't enough to keep up with prices on everyday essentials. We are calling on you to approve a one-time $2,000 stimulus check for the most vulnerable and highest risk Americans. We understand that not all Americans need a survival check, but rather only those that are very low income and living on a fixed monthly benefit from Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and VA benefits. According to recent reports, there is an estimated $800 billion of unspent stimulus money from previous packages. We need your legislative authority to redirect around $100 billion to send out to roughly 50 million Americans who are down to their last resources. Please do what is right. Look out for your fellow American who's struggling beyond anything you could ever imagine right now. Thank you. Matt from the Blind to Billionaire YouTube community and channel. Today we are shouting out Lynn Ryan, Holly Anderson, Jay Grimes, Jeanette Allen, Mrs. Teresa 1999, Renee Espinosa, and Andrea Adkins. Thank you for being members of the fan club.